students, let's read the problem. And it says, which statement best represents the following inequality? Okay, so we're looking for a situation, right? And if you notice my inequality, I can see the symbol right here in the middle, right? So one of the first things that I want to do is I want to analyze my inequality, and I want to make sure that I choose the correct uh, symbol, right? And that I read the symbol correctly, exactly. So I can see that this symbol, it's called what? How do I read this one? Greater than. Very good. It says greater than, right? And if you notice over here, the 3 and the x, this is my multiplication. Okay, the 5, I'm adding my product of 3x to the 5. Is that right? And on the right side, I am adding, because I see the plus, I'm adding the product of 2 and x, because this is a multiplication. Okay, so now that I analyze the inequality, let's look at the answer choices. So let's start with the first one, letter A. It says, Matthew planted 2 bamboo trees. The first tree measured 5 inches, so this is my first one, right? So very important that you understand who are they talking about when they say 5 inches. So these 5 inches is how tall was the first bamboo, right? It says, and the second tree was 10 inches. Okay, and then it goes on, it says, the growth of the first tree was 2 inches per week. So these 2 inches per week would be 2x, right? Now, who's the one that is the first tree? The one that has the 5 or the one that has the 10? The one that has the, it says right there, first 5 inches. So I will say 5 plus 2x. Is that what my equation is? No, it's not. So that cannot be my answer. So that's the reason why it's very important that you know, in this case, like in the first one, who was referring to when they say the first tree? Oh, the 5 inches, right? So you gotta be careful with that. Let's go to letter B. So it says, Matthew planted the same thing, 2 bamboo trees. The first tree, right there, measured 3 inches, and the second one 2 inches. Is that right? And then it says the growth for the first one was 5 inches per week. So what does it mean by 5 inches per week? Well, it means that the 5 is the one that is going to be multiplied by 3, by x, I'm sorry. And it says the first tree measured 3 inches. Is that true according to my problem? No, right? The initial height of the tree was not 3 inches. It was actually 5. Because if you notice up here, 5 is the one that is by itself. We call it like the initial value, right? So no, then B cannot be my answer either. And if you look at the second tree, it says that it was 2 inches, right? 2 inches. And then it says that second tree grew 10 inches per week. So what does that mean? It means that I'm going to add 10x. Is that really what I have? No, right? So be careful when you're trying to set up your inequalities based on this. And I'm not even going all the way where it says greater or less than. Okay? Now, in both cases, this one says what? Greater than. So the symbol was not exactly the wrong part of the problem, right? Let's go to letter C. It says, Matthew planted 2 bamboo trees. The first, right here, measured 5 inches, and the second one, 10. Okay, good. So the first one is here, 5, and the second one is what? 10. Okay. It says, the growth of the first tree, so we're talking about the first one, which was 5, right, was 3 inches per week. So what would that be? It would be 3x, since we're talking about the first one, it will be 5 plus 3x. Okay, very good. So far, so good. Next one says, while the second tree grew 2 inches per week. So 2 inches per week will be 2x, and the second tree had a height of 10. So that looks good so far, right? Okay, so let's look at the last one. It says, what is X? The number of weeks elapsed in which both bamboo trees are the same size. Man, that's what messed it up, right? We're not looking for the equal. We're looking for what? Greater than. So nope, that cannot be my answer, right? So we only have answer choice D. So let's check it out. It says Matthew planted 2 bamboo trees, which is what we talked about a few minutes ago. The first one, this is the first tree, was 5 inches, and the second one was 10 inches. The growth of the first one was 3 inches per week. So who's the first one? The one that has the 5 inches, right? Plus 3x. Okay, so this is my first tree, right? What about the second one? Okay, so let's check it out. What do I know about the second tree? Well, it says, while the second tree, it says right there, grew 2 inches per week. Okay, so if it grew 2 inches per week, that's good, right? So that means that I'm gonna add 2x. And the second tree is the one that had an initial height of 10. So I'll say 10 plus 2x, right? Now let's keep on reading because so far it looks like that has to be the answer. Now if you look at the last part of the problem, it says, what is x? The number of weeks elapsed in which the size of the first bamboo tree is greater than the size of the second one. So if I want the first tree to be greater than the second one, then this one gets 2 cookies and this one gets only 1. And that's the symbol that I will need to use, right? And if you look at the inequality given to me, that's exactly what I got, right? So the answer for this, it is letter D. Very good.